Hi everybody, I'm back. I'm Linda. I'm a naturopathic doctor, and we're going to talk about recurring kidney and bladder infections, okay, and what's going on there. I know I have people come up to me all the time and saying, I'm having a problem with this. I've tried this, the glucomannan, and I've tried that, and I'm still having a problem. So sometimes we're going to talk about what causes it and what you might be thinking is a kidney or a bladder infection is really just prolapse, or it could be Candida. Okay, so let's talk about that. First of all, let me show you, if you're a female, which mostly it's females that come up and say, I have this problem. So, and they're usually older, my age. So, most of us have had babies, okay? And so let's look at this, how we're made, all right? So you can see there's the bladder and the urethra, and right there, or right above it, is the uterus. So when you get pregnant and you have a baby, that, obviously push pressure on there. And if you have weak connective tissue, okay, all that gets stretched out and it doesn't go back in place, and so you're pushed down. So some of the things you can do for that, first of all, we want to talk about connective tissue. We'll talk about some exercises you can do, and we're going to talk about digestion, because often what happens is we eat the same as we did as kids, or how our parents cooked for us, okay? And we've also been told to eat complex carbs, okay? Well, what happens is, as we age, we can't handle that because our bodies are not, our pancreas is not sending out the digestive enzymes. You're not breaking down your foods. So you're getting these complex carbs and they're sitting in your gut and they're fermenting, okay? And then that goes over time, it becomes Candida, okay? And Candida is a microbe and it grows. It's fungus, basically. And so you get it throughout your body. And what happens is, because the gut is so close to all the female organs, right? It's all connected. Okay, so it goes from one area to another. And you can touch, you can push pressure. Okay, so you have your bladder, and then your uterus is right above that. Okay, so it's your pubis bone. Right there above it is your bladder, and right above it is the uterus. So if you push on those, you can tell which one is hurting. Okay, if it's hurting in there, you're going to need some support. Okay, so most of the time, like I say, it's from Candida, and the way you're going to clear that out is you're going to quit eating complex carbs. Okay, you're going to eat simple sugars like fruit. Okay, you have to watch what you eat together, because if you are eating a food that requires acidic digestion, like meats, all your proteins, and then you eat a carb with it, like meat and potatoes, that's really not good, okay? Because that requires an alkaline digestion. So when you eat those together, what happens? They don't digest well. All that food ferments and becomes unfermented food in your gut. And if you're not getting that out, which if you're already having problems with digestion, you're probably not flushing it out either. So you're getting all those bad microbes that are growing. Just like if you saw a piece of meat on the side of the road, what happens? Right away, flies and worms and maggots. Okay, well, if you're not passing that meat through your body, do you think it's any different? Nope, you're 98.7 degrees or 98.6 in there, okay? So you got heat and you got all that fermentation and all that stuff going on. So first thing you have to do is you want to make sure that you're digesting, and that's your pancreas. Your pancreas is responsible for sending out digestive enzymes. Next thing we have to do is we have to clean the gut. Okay, that's microbes. We're going to clean the microbes in the gut. Once you clean those out and you start eating right, you will I don't really ever recommend, I used to a long time ago, okay, until I learned more about it, say take your probiotics. But your body will begin to, as you kill off the old stuff, okay, your body, and you eat the right stuff, it will start producing the right probiotics for your system. Okay, so if you're having to take that, that means you're probably not eating correctly. All right, so we're going to clean that out. We're going to take a couple of bladder formulas to help get clean and move the bladder. Now what will happen is you will urinate more often, okay, because we're cleaning all that stuff out. What you will find if you're having urination problems and you're having to go to the bathroom a lot, okay, you're either have lost your tone, you know, your bladder is falling, and we need to support that. We need to support the connective tissue so that you can rise back up. You could also do Kegel exercises. Now that means like when you go to the bathroom, you're gonna stop your urine, but don't just stop it at the urethra. You know, the whole area from front all the way to back, all the way to the back, you wanna just pull up and tense up that whole area, okay? And what you're doing is you're teaching those muscles to stay up. And if you take, I'm also going to recommend that you take a connective tissue helper, which is the parathyroid. Sits behind your thyroid. You have two little parathyroids underneath it on both sides. That's involved in calcium utilization. Okay, your thyroid is too, but. So if you're having problems like that, your connective tissue, things you can know, do you have hemorrhoids? Okay, that's a sign of connective tissue. Hernias, varicose veins, rosacea, all those kinds of things, osteoarthritis, those connective tissue things means that you're not utilizing your calcium correctly. Doesn't mean take more calcium, because what happens? You get kidney stones. You know, people end up in the hospital with kidney stones, and that's not good either. So you want to utilize your calcium. Let me look at my notes and make sure I've got everything going on here. So let's see. Oh yeah, a sign that you can tell that you have Candida is you stick out your tongue. Do you have a white coating? A white, a yellow, a green coating, or even a black coating on there? That's Candida, okay? So your tongue is an extension of your gut. You're just one big hole from the top all the way down. And it curls and does all these things. It's several miles long, but or several feet long, I should say. It goes in one and out the other. So your tongue is a reflection. So if you have that on your tongue, you do have Candida, okay? And the farther back and the darker the color, the worse your condition is, okay? Another thing you can have, if you have sores that are coming on the outside of your genital area, good thing that you might have Candida. You have pain during intercourse, okay? All those are signs that you might have an issue with Candida. So here's what we do. Like I said, we're going to support the pancreas so that you're breaking down your starches. You're breaking down all your food. Okay, you want to heal that. And that is also involved in your regulating of your blood sugar. Okay, we're going to clean the gut. We're going to support the bladder and the kidneys in their function, in their flushing. And we're going to support your adrenal glands. Why are we supporting the adrenal glands? Because, like the picture shows, okay, you have, see those little things sitting right on top of there? They're about the size of a walnut. Those are your adrenal glands, and they do a lot of things for you. They're involved in sugar metabolism. Type 1 or type 2 diabetes is a sugar metabolism issue, okay? So you're taking insulin, but maybe it's your adrenal glands that you need to be focusing on, all right? So your adrenal glands metabolize your sugars. They metabolize a lot of different things. They're also involved in neurotransmitters, and they sit on top of your kidneys, so they're like a master gland that help control the kidneys. So all these things have a play in it, and so we're gonna hit all those areas. I hope you have a pencil. I should have told you guys at the very beginning to have a pencil and a paper with you, because I want to tell you what supplements to get for your issue, and I'm going to tell you why. I just started this new Elevate dispensary, and I love the products that they carry, but every time I go on there and I'll spend an hour trying to put together, you know, a protocol for you guys, or even longer, poof, my time is run out and I lose everything. So I thought, I'm going to write this down and have you guys write it down so you can go into my dispensary and choose. Now, some of the products in my dispensary you can't get just from the Elevate or from Emerson Ecologics, because the Elevate is an Emerson Ecologics for professionals. You can't get everything that I'm telling you if you go through them just by yourself. So you have to go through mine, plus you get a 10% discount if you go through me, okay? And don't forget to bookmark your page so that you can just go right back to it. Okay, everybody start getting your pencils and your paper ready so I can tell you what to get. But while you're doing that, let's go back over it. Stop the complex carbs, eat fruit, and don't combine your fruit with other foods. You can eat vegetables with fruit. You can eat vegetables, not starchy vegetables, but vegetables with meat. But you don't ever want to combine complex carbs with your meat or with your fruit, okay? I would just stay away from complex carbs altogether because you're not able to digest them, all right? So stop that. What else did I want to tell you? Oh, food cravings. You're craving all these carbohydrates. There's a good chance that you have fungus, Candida, because those microbes are craving, wanting you to feed them. Feed me, feed me. So you think you're hungry, but it's really those microbes that are telling you that you're hungry. So once you clear your body of this, you will no longer have that issue, and you'll be able to lose your weight a whole lot easier. Frequent urination. Oh, another thing I wanted to talk about on frequent urination is stimulants. So of course, if you're using a stimulant, which is a diuretic, you're gonna have to go to the bathroom, because those things, you know, basically put you in a spasm, and they'll put your bladder in a spasm also. So those are things to think about. I hope everybody has their pencils ready. Pencil and paper. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different things. I know it's a lot. That remember, all these things, they cover more than one thing. So I have 2 herbal urinary formulas for you. Okay. So one is a Wise Woman. The brand is Wise Woman Herbal, and it's called Urinary Tract Formula. You can get that in a 2 and a 4 ounce, okay? The next would be from Herb Farm, and farm is spelled P-H-A-R-M, Herb Farm, and that's called Urinary System Support. You can get that in 2 and 4 ounces. Now those are different. They do have a little bit of some of the same things in them, but mostly they're different, and they hit the urinary tracts from all different angles, okay? And what there's really great about it is one of them has horsetail in it, which I love because horsetail's really been helpful for me in growing back my hair and making it thick again. So it's full of minerals, and it helps grow back the hair. So that's another great thing about that. All right, the next one is from Gaia, and that Gaia is the brand, and it's spelled G-A-I-A, and it's called Microbe Cleanse Liquid Phytocaps. Microbiome, M-I-C-R-O-B-I-O-M-E, Cleanse Liquid Phytocaps. Okay, that's going to clean out the gut, start helping to kill off the bad bacteria in your gut. It'll also help if you have parasites, which you probably do. Most of us do. And it's good to do a parasite cleanse at least once a year, okay? Or if you've traveled overseas, when you come back, do a parasite cleanse. Or take some stuff with you so that while you're there, you're keeping that out. And all right, so another one I want you to take is the Garden. It's called, the brand is Garden of Life Adrenal Formula. And it's awesome. It's got all kinds of stuff in it. So like I said, the adrenal glands sit on top of the kidneys and they regulate the kidneys. They also are involved in sugar metabolism. They also are involved in neurotransmitters. So, and who knows what else they do. Everything is connected and everything works together, and that's why when we're talking about something like this, we have to think about the whole body and how it works together. But what's really great is even though we're trying to fix one problem, when we combine all these things, we're hitting a lot of different kinds of things, your neurotransmitters and your energy level and your immune system and your digestion. So it's all gonna work better for you. Okay, one thing I want you to write down is the brand is Code Age, C-O-D-E, Age, A-G-E, beef pancreas. Okay, so that is a desiccated beef pancreas, and what that will do is help heal your pancreas and support the rebuilding of it. It will also help you digest your food. It does, when you take a glandular like that, what it does is it helps do for you what your own can't do. So you want to do that and take one with every meal, okay? And then get Dr. Garber's, that's the brand, Dr. Garber's Bone Strength. And that's what it's called, Bone Strength. And it has parathyroid in it, okay? So we're gonna help strengthen the body's ability to utilize the calcium, because everything needs calcium utilization to be able to heal, okay? So, and if, you know, when we have acidic diets constantly, our blood has to stay at 7.4 on the pH scale, and that's a little bit alkaline. If you change that, you'll die, basically. So your body is not gonna allow your blood to get out of there. So what it'll do is it'll pull calcium from your bones, it'll pull calcium from your tissues, it'll pull, you know, all the minerals and the things that are alkalizing to keep it there. So you want to support your bones and your ability to heal by replacing, but we do not want to take isolated minerals, because they're not, everything goes together, okay? So when you take, you are more than just your chemicals. And also foods and herbs are more than just their chemicals. They're a bunch of things put together, okay? And they're meant to work together. And when you take something isolated, well, there's always an antagonist. So if you're taking calcium and you don't have your magnesium, okay, then your calcium turns into calcium deposits in your breast, you know, in your kidneys and the kidney stones and all those kinds of things. So never take isolated anything, and that's why I want you to take the herbs and things that I have chosen for you, because I've looked at them and I know the quality of them are good and they're not isolated. Okay, everything, the brands that I use, they might list some certain B vitamins, like the adrenal formula I showed you. It'll list B vitamins, but that's from food. Okay, it's not isolated B vitamins that were made in a factory. Okay, and so your body's going to use them, and you don't have to worry about trying to get rid of the poisons, because most of the B vitamins that you buy over the counter that is made in a factory is from petrochemicals. And even though they can put the composition together of a bee and make it the same, however, there's a difference in the way they respond on an axis. Like a chemical that's made in a factory will turn one way, and the chemical that is actually in the food is in a different way. So if you could imagine, if you were trying to put on your glove backwards, it's not going to fit quite right, and that's not going to be good. You're not going to function well with that. So think about your cells. If you're putting in something that isn't quite functioning, it's going to be a little helpful, but then there's going to be other problems that go with it, right? So if you were putting on a glove, yes, your hand is covered, it's going to protect you to a certain way, but you're still going to have some issues with that because it's not quite fitting right. So that's why. So I hope that was helpful. Please send your questions along with this under this video as I put it up, and I look forward to it. Send me your letters. My information is in my Good News Health Solutions Facebook page, so you can send me your letters with all your just tell me your history, your history of health issues. Don't leave things out, okay, because it all matters. I don't ever tell people your real name. I always make up a name, okay? So you don't have to worry about that I'm going to be sharing your information. Nobody's going to know who you are. I make up a name and a city. So send me all your questions. If you want to send me your iris, I'll do an iris evaluation of you. You can send that to linda.wells.naturopath@gmail.com. Okay, or if you have a short question you want to ask me on Facebook or wherever, I'm happy to do what I can. You guys all have a good day. I hope you understood everything. Please send me your questions. Thanks again.